Hi, this is Patrick Moloney from GIT 437 Color Reproduction, and today I'll be talking about my technical report on variable data printing and presses with color reproduction. So to start us off, we kind of have to go and look at what was the purpose of this tech report, and what I decided to write about was variable data printing and how it's important for color reproduction. Variable data printing is where you can have a printed piece that is personalized per piece. It could be 3 pieces as one, and then as the same thing, and then the next 3 is something completely different, and the next 3 is something completely different, or it could be every other one is different. This could be something like a postcard with different addresses on it, labels, different logos on every page, and the biggest thing with it is that it allows for people to just be able to do one piece at a time. With most presses like offset or gravure or something like that, to that effect, they have to keep the same item consistent for longer periods of time because it's not able to run 1 sheet, 2 sheets at a time and change every single one because of the plates and the manual pieces that go inside of those presses. Why it is important for color reproduction is because pieces are always changing in between each one. You have to keep an eye on all those different pieces and make sure that the color is consistent throughout all the different pieces, even though it's changing throughout each one. You don't want the background of all of them that are supposed to be the same to change color throughout, or say that the name, the actual variable data printing, is one color of black, and then on the next one it's a different shade of black, and then on the next one it's different, so then all the pieces are not consistent with each other. So I looked up and researched a few different examples, and one was Coke bottles. A lot of people have known this, and they've been going around for a while now where you can personalize your own name on each Coke bottle. It's a pretty cool idea to have your own name on a drink. And one of the big things about it is they have to keep the colors and the branding and the text and everything the same, even though it's changing throughout each piece. Another idea, which was my own example, was postcards. Like I talked a little bit about earlier, you could change the addresses, you could change the logos, you can change the design per piece. That way, even though you're sending out the same thing to everyone, it has a little different change and personalization to each piece. When using variable data printing, you could use a lot of different tools. 2 of the ones that I went over is a densitometer, and it goes over its use is to check how much the ink density, ink trap, and different types of things that could affect the print. If there's too much ink and the density is too high, it could ruin the material, it could ruin whatever image is supposed to show, and it could just not turn out good, or it could even ruin the press. The light table is also a tool to check on color, to make sure that it's the right shade and to get the proper lighting in the room. Sometimes there's stuff in the room, sometimes the walls are painted different colors. It'll reflect different types of light on the image, and it will be viewed differently depending on what light it is. So getting it into that 5,000 Kelvin range and with white light and just being able to see it how it should be is key for color reproduction. For sources, I use the HP site for talking about different presses and how they work. Coca-Cola Company was the bottles that I was talking about earlier. Dr. Shogun was a little bit on the different tools like the densitometer and how to use that. And he was a lecturer from class at ASU. Harry Guinness was about color profiles. And Printing for Less talked a little bit about variable data printing. And in conclusion, I kind of learned that press operators and pre-press operators really need to work together and make sure the color is working right. And they got to check with each other, they got to go back and forth, they got to make sure what the file they have fits what press it is. Definitely have to use their tools, light table, and densitometers, and a couple other tools that presses have built in. And then lastly, variable diode printing jobs need just more attention than normal print jobs because it's changing every single piece, and that's what I learned. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.